At the beginning of the film, we see nighttime where a boy is attempting to rescue himself from someone at the house. The boy's surrounding was bloodstained. There were dead bodies because someone had assassinated that boy's family. Yet that boy was the only survivor holding a gun. He was also hiding from the murderer, so he hid under the bed. Hiding from that murderer, that boy noticed a big nailed hand on his side. Then someone lifted that bed and threw under which that boy was hiding. Actually, there was a murderer who also take the life of the boy. Then the scene moves to a boy named Clary. Clary used to live with his mother at the home. Clary's mother was getting angry with his new neighbor because he had thrown his garbage in front of the house. Meanwhile, Clary's female friend approaches there. Then they both move to college together. Clary sees that one of his friend has been absent for a few days. So Clary talk about to his other friend. Clary's friend state that I think he has for something terrible. So we should search for our friend. Clary says we will leave a search for him after college class. Then Clary's mother is conversing with his new neighbor. The name of new neighbor was Jerry. Then Clary's mother make Jerry familiar with Clary and his friend, as all were communicating with one another continuously. Clary's mother took Jerry as a kind-hearted man. Afterward, Jerry left from there. Clary's mother says after his departure that I am surprising why he did not marry till now. All begins to laugh at this. Clary and his friend move to search for their lost friend, and his cell phone has been switched off for many days. So they both go to their friend's house. Going there, they find no one, so they both leave that place. Clary's friend encountered a boy on the way as he was going to his house, who always used to irritate him. So Clary's friend enters Jerry's house to avoid. He goes into a balcony mile and he falls into Jerry's house swimming pool. Meantime, Jerry comes there. Clary's friend asks for help from him. Take me out for this pool. Acting upon Jerry also get in the pool. Suddenly, Jerry is transformed into a vampire and he sucks the blood of Clary's friend, beating him, and he put him into death. Then Clary and his female friend are together. Then Clary observes that Jerry's one female friend has come to his house. Clary tells his female friend that Jerry, so he keep an eye on Jerry. On the following day, Jerry alone appeared from his house. He was not accomplished by his friend. Suspecting Jerry, Clary robbed the house. Clary find out a hidden room while searching for Jerry's friend. Jerry's female friend is there when Clary investigates that room. Clary tries to bring that color in spite of that lock. He immediately hears the voice of someone who so Clary hides. Then Jerry appears there, unlocking that room. He goes to his friend where he and his friend after sucking her blood, and Clary had witnesses all, so he was frightened because he had only read Empire in the fiction. Today a vampire is standing before him who is his neighbor. Clary says to his mother coming to the house, please keep away from Jerry because he is not. Whereas Clary wanted to reveal about Jerry to his mother that he is a vampire, but there was no witnesses against Jerry, so he knew that his mother will not trust him. Clary thinks how Jerry might be stopped, how he may be killed. Then Clary reads the information about a man who was a vampire hunter, so Clary goes to meet him taking an appointment. The name of the vampire hunter was Peter, who was a reputed vampire hunter. Clary was sure that he will help him, so he will end Jerry. Clary tells the whole story to the vampire hunter. Clary tells that vampire killing a girl in front of my eyes, sucking her blood, but Peter was taking just in a fun. He says to Clary, go back to your house. Peter just talking it an exaggerated story or nothing else, but Peter also tells a fact to a Clary that you will have to carry it out. Never call that person at your house if he really the umpire, because umpire cannot enter anyone's house without their consent. But Jerry was turning into move, threatening, and with the passage of time, he was witnessing everyone one by one, and he was quenching his thirst for blood, and he and both friends peacefully that he was penetrating the fear of vampire in the heart of the people with the passage time. Then Clary, female friend, moved to his house. Observing his genuine behavior, he asked Clary, "Why are you acting mysteriously? What is the matter with you?" Clary tells his mother and friend that Jerry is a vampire. I have witnessed him while killing a girl and sucking her blood. Then the Jerry comes out of the house. Their house door was closed. Jerry says to mother, Clary, invite me inside the house. Clary says to his mother that no, you will not do this. So Clary mothers ask Jerry to leave. Then Jerry leaves from there without feeling ill. Then he moved to Clary's house lawn. Going there, he begins to dig the ground. He damaged the gas line from there, taking it out. As the result, the gas began to leak from there, and Jerry sets fire there, turning the lighter, which causes the explosion of Clary's house. Sets fire. In some way, three of them are survived. Then they notice that Jerry is saying, "Coming outside now. You have lost your house, so there is, and I don't dare to be invited." Then three of them escape, getting in the car, but Jerry was not going to leave them very easily, so getting in his car, he also passed them. Then he stopped his car, driving in the front of Clary's car, and he stands outside getting off, but Clary's mother hits Jerry, driving her car speeding. Now Clary was under their car. From there, he was struggling to get in their car. Meanwhile, another car crashes Clary's car. He took around, but they were not climbing Clary anywhere. Then the other car drives come out of his car, but Clary appears from the below side of car. Now he had appeared in his empire look, and he was advancing that man. That man moves to his car, but Jerry pulls him out of it, and he sucks his blood while beating him, and he kills him. Now Jerry was proceeding toward Clary. Then Clary attempts to scare Jerry, showing his fierce, but Jerry is not affected by it, and he burned that group. Clary's mother throws a big piece of wood in Jerry when he moves ahead to kill Clary. Consequently, Jerry begins to torment, but Clary knew that he will restore himself again after a few times, so they of them drive away sitting in their car. After this happens, Clary comes to meet Peter, a vampire hunter, and Peter apologizes Clary that I did not trust you told story before. Peter tells that vampire exists in world century ago. After this, umpire want to convert human beings like them. Then Peter receive a call from someone. There is a parcel for you, and courier man want to come inside. So Peter allow him to come inside. They are thinking who has bought the parcel at late night. At the same time, Clary's friend approaches there, who had been transformed into a vampire. Jerry cleansing him. Peter is afraid, going into a room. He locks himself there, and Clary and his female friend begins to flee to save their lives, and that vampire friend follows them. Then Clary asks his female friend to run away, and he captures the attention of his vampire friend to pursue him. So Clary's female friend runs away. Here's Clary and his female friend had segregated from each other. Then Jerry appears before Clary's female friend. Then Clary's female friend noticed the holy water there, so she threw the holy water on the face of Jerry. As the result, Jerry's face starts burning, and Clary's friend flee. At the same time, Clary's vampire friend falls him down. He was going to suck the blood of Clary while beating him. Then Clary's female friend attacked him, approaching there. Consequently, that Clary's vampire friend loses his balance. Clary's friend requests him, "Look, Clary, your friend has transformed into a vampire, so kill him. Otherwise, he will prove a threat to us." And Clary does the same. He puts his friend heart with a pointed piece of wood. As a result, Clary's friend burned to die spot. Afterward, Clary and his female friend ran from that place. Then they both moved to a club. There were a number of people and Jerry also reached there while Clary and his female friend are bored because of the club crowd. Then Jerry captured Clary's female friend beating her. Jerry sucked her blood before Clary rescued his friend. Clary is now he had to secure his life, so he runs away. Afterward, Clary comes to Peter. He says to him, "You are a coward. You are neither bold nor a vampire hunter. You hide in a room in order to protect yourself, and you left." Afterward, Clary says, "It's okay, let it go. You have time to prove yourself." Peter tells me Peter will to be burned in order to kill him. As a result, he will be later a pointed piece of wood will be pierced in his heart, so he will have died. Jerry will meet his end. All the people will be survived who have been left alive to transform them into vampire. It indicating that Clary friend and maybe survive. Clary says, "I am not going to spare the life of Jerry at any cost. Beyond, I will set him fire." Where the matter of piercing the pointed wooden piece in the heart, it will be carried out by you. Now Peter knew that Clary cannot carry it out alone, so he gets ready to help Clary. The next day, Clary approaches Jerry's house talking someone necessarily equipped. Peter had also arrived with him taking his important tools. Then both hear the voice of Clary's female friend pursuing that sound. The process they come into a cellar which was enveloped with darkness. At the same time, Clary attacked Peter as Clary were separated from each other. Then Jerry drops a few drops of blood there, so his all vampire army comes into life. They begins to appear from the ground. Now Peter and interrupted there badly. Clary find out of his female friend who was safe and sound. As Clary moves to his female friend, she attacks Clary, transforming her into a vampire. Then Clary throws a pointed wooden piece into his face. Of this, she does not lose her breath because Clary has not touched that pointed wooden piece in her heart. But afterward, Clary goes to rescue Peter, but the vampire had bitten Peter till that time. Then Clary shoot on the floor, which caused to melt the sunlight there. Those vampire begins to burn. Due to this, they run away. Peter was still alive but badly injured. Meantime, Jerry appears there who says, "Welcome to Fright Night. What have you thought? That you will kill me with no difficulty?" Pursuing the wooden piece, then Clary sensed that Jerry is a vampire, so he is also feared from the sunlight. At the same time, Clary's female friend is also approaches there. Then Jerry tells Clary that her female friend will also be transformed into a vampire after a while. Then Clary masks his face, putting on the glasses, and he shield his body wearing fire-resistant suit. He had also explained his plan to Peter. Setting himself up for fire, he runs to Jerry and he drops down holding him, and he fixes himself tightly with Jerry through the holder. Now the fire had started to spread over the body of Jerry. In the beginning, he had to seek fire according to their plan. Jerry tries to best to free himself, but to no avail. Then Peter shoots the roof with his gun, laying near him. Consequently, the whole roof begins to fall down. As the sunlight separates through the room, now Jerry begins to burn completely because the sunlight. Then Peter hands pointed wooden piece over Clary. Now Jerry's heart was looking crystal clear because of the burning, and Clary presses that pointed wooden piece in the heart of Jerry, so Jerry is turned into ashes soon. The first time he died, all people are cured with his death, who had still not transformed into a vampire. It means that Clary had rescued Peter and both of his friends. The movie also complete with the catastrophe of Jerry.